I'm 34 and I'm in a much better shape than I've ever been in my life. If you follow me on Instagram, you see me getting into better and better shape every single year. And it's not because I discovered some secret supplement, some peptide, or because I'm training more than I did in my 20s. I've been training for over 20 years. The reason I'm getting into better shape now is because I adjusted the system. So I follow a protocol that actually works with my life after 30s. And if you're over 30 and you think your physique should automatically start declining, you're fucking wrong, man. Being over 30 is never a reason to become fat. It's not a reason to become weak, to have less energy, to feel lethargic, or to accept living in a body you don't even like looking at. The real problem is that most people over 30 are still doing random workouts. They have no proper diet structure and they are relying on motivation to carry the whole thing. And the truth is, life after 30 is completely different than it was in your 20s, right? You could get away with a lot of shit in your 20s, but now you might already feel that things are different. You've got to protect your sleep more. You've got to be more cautious about what you're putting into your mouth. Pause. You've got to recover properly so you can still perform in your business, show up in your relationships as the best version of yourself, and take care of the people that depending on you. So the solution is never to somehow find more time for fitness. The solution is to create a system that gets you the result without living in the gym and without sacrificing your business, your family, or your relationships. And I haven't always been in the shape I'm right now at. I'm probably in my physical prime right now, but I also had ups and downs. I've been extremely athletic during certain periods of my 20s. And then I had a period where I remember I allowed my standards to drop. I would say life got in the way. I would say myself, I got in my own way. I had no structure. It disappeared. And eventually I went all the way up to 114 kilos. And that wasn't some muscular, shredded 114 kilos either. My standards were lower. I had no structure and my body simply started reflecting the way I was living. And here is what's funny. I actually had more free time during some of those periods than I have right now. I'm running my business. Some days I work really fucking long hours. I have many more responsibilities and I'm still getting into better and better shape every single year. So again, it's not because of some magic peptide. It is not because of countless supplements. And it's definitely not because I'm living in the gym. So again, it's what is different now. I have a structure that fits my life. And don't get this twisted. You don't rise to your aspirations. Eventually, you're gonna fall back onto your systems and your standards. People sometimes set those big ass goals. They get fucking excited. They go hardcore for a week, maybe 2 weeks. And maybe you went there yourself. Maybe you did the whole month. And then what? Then life happens. And if you don't have a structure that you can actually maintain, you're hustling backwards. So the lesson I've learned is that you never want to build your fitness around the perfect day. You need a system that still works on the day when shit is busy. When business gets harder, when something unexpected happens, when you are tired, when life or reality doesn't go exactly the way you planned it to go. Because after 30, you already know something. Reality not always gonna conform to whatever perfect schedule you created for your head. So your system has to be built for your reality. And the first system we're gonna fix is your training. So let's break down how to get more without doing more. Most people understand that training matters, especially after 30. If you think about longevity, about performance, feeling better, staying strong, and actually being capable with your body, you've got to train. But you never need more time in the gym to get better results. Sometimes people tell me, I work out 1.5 hours, 2 hours. I go every day. I go every second day for 2 hours. And I look at them, and of course, I don't say sometimes that, but I really think, man, why? For what? I have even people here tell me, I train 2 days in a row for 2 hours, 1 day weights, another day boxing, and it's like at my age I need to recover then for whole week. No fucking doubt, bro. You're destroying yourself for no fucking reason. Understand what training is supposed to do. Training sends the signal to your body to build a muscle, to maintain this muscle, to become stronger, to adapt, become better. That's the goal. And there is a huge difference between training and gym attendance, or just destroying yourself in the gym with some long group sessions. Most people are spending 90 minutes or 2 hours in the gym doing weights and not actually training for that entire time. They are either scrolling on their phone in between sets, they either chit-chatting, waiting for some machines, socializing. And it's cool about that if your purpose is to go and socialize in the gym, make some friends, maybe pick up some chicks. But if you're walking around the gym and trying to decide what to do next, taking some random rest periods, not even tracking how long you're resting, doing random exercises, some type of exercises with cables, there is a big difference. And again, there is nothing wrong with socializing at the gym if that's what you want. But don't confuse that with productive training. We are talking about optimizing your physique without wasting effort and without wasting time. And for that, you don't need a professional bodybuilder's workout. Many people get it twisted too. So just ask yourself, are you trying to compete on stage with those massive mass monsters? Is your whole life bodybuilding? Are you trying to become as big as humanly possible? And if the answer is no, then why the fuck would you train exactly like somebody whose entire life is built around that goal? Most guys watching this want something totally different. You want to have that ripped body. You want to look athletic. You want to be strong. You want to be confident in your own skin. You want to look good wearing clothes, and you want to look even better without them. You want your woman to be turned on the moment you take your shirt off. And this feeling is amazing. And you still want to thrive in your business, in your career. And for that, you do not need to train like some professional bodybuilder. The fuck is that? Your training should be built around a few movements that give you the highest possible ROI. So think of multi-joint movements on compound exercises. Think of presses, either with bench, with dumbbells on the bench, doing some dips. Think of pull-ups or rows. Or if you can't do pull-ups yet, then just build yourself up with that, either using rubber band or using the platform first. Think of your squats or presses, leg presses. Those are the big movements. You can train your core as well. Those are the movements that gonna allow you to perform your best after 30s. And then at the end, if you want, you can add that smaller isolation work, that cables work. But I hate when people prioritize that work because that's just fucking waste of time. It's like trying to do the least possible at the gym and then wondering why not having results. This is dumbest behavior. But either way, if you wanna train more than that, you can do the arms, you can do some side delts, especially if you want to have those like 3D looking shoulders, that you want to train your side delts because most of the presses already engage your front of your shoulders. You can do some accessories work for some traps, but this one is like, it's not the main meal, it's just dessert. You definitely don't need to spend your entire workout copying every fancy movement you see influencer doing on Instagram. Some of those exercises are useful, I'm not cheating on that, but if you're trying to bring up like some specific muscle, maybe some smallest, like rear delt, you can do that isolation, but this is not a foundation. I've been training for over 20 years, and probably more than 90% of my training through most of my years has been just free weights, just grabbing free weight and doing those movements that are compounded movements, multi-joint movements. People meeting me for the first time, they be asking, are you competing? But it's like I take it as compliment, but I never wanted to become a bodybuilder. I wanted a strong, capable physique. I wanted really to be capable, to move my body, to do pull-ups with my own body weight, to do dips, not only with my own body weight, but with extra weight, some 40, 50 kilos extra. This was always my goal. Some heavy pressing, heavy rows, those exercises that actually demonstrate strength. And the difference between the way I've trained and the way a lot of people train, that I can spend 2 or 3 times less time inside the gym while still doing a huge amount of productive work. And most likely the volume of the weight lifted for me is higher in my 30-minute session than for most people in 1.5 hours. So for the chest, I always go for movements like think of bench press, incline dumbbell press, some dips, sometimes some burpees, and these are multi-joint movements. So when you're pressing, you're not only using your chest, right? Your triceps is working, your shoulders is working. You're training several muscle groups through one movement. Same thing when you're training your back. When you see me doing heavy bent over rows, I'm not just training my lats, I'm not just training my back. It's like if you did those exercises that your biceps get activated pretty much, if not even more than when you are doing some curls. Because when you're rowing bigger weight, then you would be flexing the biceps with the cable. And that stimulus, it's sending the signal for muscles to grow. But the whole story about that is that you train few muscle groups at the same time. You ain't here wasting time isolating one muscle, especially if you have responsibilities and you wanna just cut your workout time in half. This is what you wanna do, man. Now compare all that with spending 5 different exercises trying to isolate tiny piece of the same body part. Again, there might be place for isolation work, but it's the fucking dessert. It's not the main meal. And even for biceps, most of my life I just grabbed a pair of dumbbells. For triceps, would really first go with my chest training. So when you're pressing, you can go with more volume. Your triceps is still working, and then I would finish my workout with some like row push downs or V cable push downs. For shoulders, remember again that when you're pressing the weight, the front of your shoulders are working. So what do I normally care about is side delts, some lateral raises, because this is what gives you that 3D looking shoulders. Everybody compliment my shoulders. Since I was kid, people have been asking when I was 13. It's like, oh, people saying that you are shooting something in your shoulders, and just train like a man. I've been training since I was 12, by the way, with the weight. It's not about that. The longer and harder you keep training, the more fatigue you are creating for you. And from that fatigue, you have to recover. So basically, you're going to be mentally cooked if you train there 1.5 hours, 2 hours. You're going to be physically cooked, and your work output can suffer hugely afterwards. And if you ever had a brutal leg workout for some 1.5 hours and went really hard, exactly what sometimes you're still feeling that shit in the afternoon. You're still they're wanting to take a nap instead of producing something or doing your work. And that's not necessarily because you are 35. Sometimes it's simply just dumb programming. We are training to create the right stimulus. We are not training to destroy the rest of our life. For me, most serious training sessions are around 30, maximum 45 minutes. But those are the focused minutes. And I can hit a huge amount of volume into those sessions. And here is how I do it. Supersets. Here is how I cut my workout time in half. Now, one of the biggest cheat codes I've been using basically my entire life is this. Instead of training one muscle, sitting there, waiting for 2 or 3 minutes, scrolling on phone, I pair muscle groups intelligently. Think of chest together with back. These are opposing muscle groups. When I'm pressing my chest, my back is basically resting. When I'm rowing my back, the weight for the back, my chest is resting. So instead of doing a chest set and sitting out there instead of doing a chest set and sitting, I go straight into my back exercise. And after that, I rest. And during that entire back set, my chest is already recovering. Then while I'm resting, both muscle groups recover. What I'm saying? And the rest time is cut in half. And then I go again. So you just compressed the workout without sacrificing productive work. And same thing with biceps and triceps. If you do curls, you can go right into some triceps variation. Then you're gonna rest, especially for your arms. Why would you spend 2-3 minutes resting in between sets? This is the dumbest thing ever. Now, your biceps are resting when you train your triceps, of course. And when you hit your triceps, biceps is already recovering. So you get that recovery, just you get better pump as well, and you ain't there wasting time at the gym. And this is the biggest difference, how you can optimize your physique in the max 40 minutes. The pump is also insane. The pump effect, like your muscles become much bigger, much more blood flow you can feel in your muscles when you're doing those supersets. This is how your full upper body can be finished in around 30 minutes. And you can get more productive work done than some motherfuckers spending 1.5 hours wandering around the gym. Now, don't pair everything randomly. I wouldn't normally take something like heavy chest pressing and heavy shoulder pressing one after another because both are engaging front delts and triceps. So this is not the best variation. What you want to do is choose the muscle groups that are not competing. So if it's your chest, you go with your back because those are opposing muscle groups. Another thing, I wouldn't do supersets really when I'm doing squats or leg press because those are already taxing central nervous system hard. Those are challenging exercises. So I would just let those breathe. And I would, if I would really want to shorten my leg session, I would superset the front of the leg with back of the leg. So you can do some leg extensions together with hamstring curls. You're training front and back. So it's like also opposing muscle groups. Many times I wouldn't do that, but sometimes if I want to cut the workout time in half when I'm doing legs, that's exactly what I would do. And that's efficient. I think years of training this way also contributed massively to my conditioning. So I have spent last few years kickboxing. I was training with ex-fighters and really like tough guy. Sometimes people would ask me, how the fuck you don't get tired? How can you go straight into the next combination? Because we've been drilling combinations like 10, 15 times, and those were not just three simple punches, also with kicking, going one on another, like working like on real life situations, what is happening in the fights, because they've been in many fights up there. So, man, I've been training supersets my whole life, and I give much of credit to that, because then you can be more explosive. This really improves your conditioning as well. Now, another thing, your phone, this thing, it doesn't belong in your workout. I don't say to leave it in the locker room, but if you want those 30 or 40 minutes to actually work, you have to stop fucking scrolling on your phone, especially on social media. During training, your phone has basically three jobs. Either it's your timer, or you're changing some music to lock in if you want just to eliminate distractions and whatever is going around, and just put on some music. Sometimes people get more motivated with that as well. Or what you can do, you can do the training log. If you're using app, like my students, they have a program plan and they know exactly what to do, and they are logging in their sets and reps so I can see everything and adjust. If you're doing that, that's the plan, but just don't scroll in between sets. And because usually one scroll becomes 2 minutes. You can't be without realizing how much time you're spending on that. Also, there is attention residue, which is being left on the scroll. And you can't really enter that good mind muscle connection. This is a real thing. You can get better results if you really concentrate on the lift. And if you're scrolling on your phone, don't be surprised that you don't feel muscle working or something. You're still distracted. Now that focus 30 minutes workouts could become an hour easily if you're scrolling on your phone. So focus really matters. One thing, you should know what you're training. You should really feel the muscle working, and you should just be paying attention to the execution. That takes concentration. You never would see me doing serious workouts while having some conversations on the phone. This is the dumbest thing. I hate when motherfuckers are yelling on their phone, speaking with somebody about some bullshit at the gym. Understand, if you're making videos like me in the gym, you're giving some value for people, helping, go ahead. But when some people try to just fucking distract themselves at the gym, and like they sometimes fucks up as well, there's people's attention. When I see somebody yelling on the phone, or it's like, sometimes I want to slap the fucking phone out of the hand. But that's all right. It's like a quote: be harder on yourself and tolerant with others, from Marcus Aurelius. So it's just got to apply that quote sometimes, right? So I'm tolerant, but bro, for you, just respect your workout. You came there to train, just fucking train. And here is the funny thing, for me, the hardest part with those short workouts is sometimes leaving. Because with workouts, if you are already a little bit hardcore, is you want to stay longer. You get the pump, you feel good, you think maybe I'm gonna add one more, and that's how you can spend 1 hour at the gym and get again like cooked mentally and physically. So if you went really hard for 30 minutes, this also helps. If you do with supersets, often you feel that, okay, I left it at the gym, now I can just get the fuck out of here. The workout did its job. And now you use that energy that you raised up from the workout somewhere else in your life. Training split. For most busy men after 30s, I like two structures. Either if you want to go for 3 days per week to get like the minimum days per week to work out and still get the result, go for 3 full body workouts. And if you want to go for 4 days per week, that's what I suggest for most people. I love doing that as well. Then you go for upper and lower split. So let's say you go Monday upper, Tuesday lower, then Wednesday maybe rest from weights. If you like, you can do some conditioning or just go for a walk. Then again, Thursday upper, Friday lower. I like finishing Fridays with lower because this gives you 2 days to recover from that leg day. This way you can be training every major muscle at least twice per week without needing to live in the gym. You can spread your weekly work across multiple quality sessions instead of burying a muscle in one giant session and then waiting another 7 days, because there is a thing as well about protein synthesis. You want to hit every single muscle more frequently. Frequency is what really matters, because protein synthesis lasts up to 48 hours. This is why you want to train each muscle group again. Now let's move to the second pillar. This is your nutrition. Now, healthy food can still make you fat. This is where a lot of people get it twisted. Everybody knows you cannot out-train a bad diet, but people still mean, because healthy food can still make you fat. Even if you eat the most healthy food, even like steak, eggs, nuts, pork, avocados, olive oil, these are all great tools. These are healthy foods. But guess what? If you're going to be overeating them, you still can get fat on those foods. And a lot of people don't just limit their diet with these foods. They add them But what's really important when it comes to changing your body is the numbers. So calories, a lot of people also talk about calories. To track your calories, you have to match your goal. You eat more calories, you become bigger. You eat less calories, you become smaller. But what also is more important is macros. Your protein has to be locked in. If you're trying to lose fat, you need to consume fewer calories than you are using. That's right, you create calorie deficit. And if you're extremely lean already and you're trying to build more muscle, you can use a small controlled calorie surplus together with proper training, with progressive overload. This is how you build muscle without getting fat. I have other videos where I break this down deeper, but the foundation is simple. Your protein is your highest priority macro. It keeps you maintaining and building muscle. It keeps you fuller. It makes all the dieting part much easier. And what you should have is repeatable protein meals that let you hit the right numbers without having to reinvent your diet every fucking day. Most men can stay with more or less the same meals frequently. For me, bigger guy, 200 grams of protein or more is my non-negotiable. But your exact target really depends on your body and on your goal. And I'll show you how to get your own numbers at the end. So after protein, we have fats and carbohydrates. Personally, I am working behind a desk and I want to stay sharp. I like keeping protein high and using a controlled amount of healthy fats throughout the working day. And I have to concentrate. Then I like placing my carbohydrates before my training. So basically, I give my carbohydrates a job. And this works extremely well for me. Can you get ripped eating higher carbs? Yes, absolutely. Can you get ripped lower carb or fully keto? Of course. But for me, and for a lot of guys who spend most of their working day sitting behind the desk, I find lower carb structure during the workday can make staying sharp and controlling appetite much easier. But calories and protein are still the foundation. Keep that in mind. So you want to build a diet that survives your life. Your diet also has to be in congruence with your lifestyle. Think of your meetings, business, traveling, restaurants, family, weekends. You can't build some perfect diet that works only when you are sitting at home with your food scale. For most guys, I like having 3 or 4 repeatable meals or like meal structures. So you can swap ingredients. It doesn't have to be plain nasty chicken fillet. It can be steaks, it can be minced beef, it can be fish. But the basic structure has to say, and it's mostly that females, they need a little bit that all variation of foods. Man can stick mostly with the same meals. And something I've noticed over the years, a lot of people who stay in exceptional shape long term eat many of the same meals over and over because it removes decisions. The decision fatigue is being eliminated. The meal works, the macros, how you feel afterwards. So you just want to eat it and then you move on. You don't need every meal to be some fucking culinary adventure. If you're eating in a restaurant, always get your protein first. Always choose your protein option. Again, this is non-negotiable. So choose eating. I wouldn't order food where I don't see what's in it, where it's a mix in it, because I'm also tracking my food. So think of either steaks, some fish, some meats, lean cut meats, if you want lean protein source, some vegetables, green vegetables are the best in that case, or green leafy salads. You can get some sweet potatoes if that's in your plan, if you're eating carbohydrates. You can get some rice, you can get some avocado, but you want to choose something that you can look and roughly understand what's in it. The more you can have clear picture of what's in it, the better. And what I wouldn't choose, again, I'm serious but about the numbers. So if in some meal there are some 15 different ingredients or oil sauces that I don't know exactly what's in it, I just wouldn't order that. The more ingredients you can't see, the harder the calories are to estimate. And if you want to do be tracking, if you want to get good results, you want to know what's on your plate. You also want to watch the oils, the sauces. If it's unnecessary, just don't take it or take something plain. Alcohol, I wouldn't recommend drinking if getting to your best shape is the goal. If you choose to drink something occasionally, keep it controlled and just account for it. Don't let one glass become an excess, an excuse to stop giving a fuck for the rest of the day. And most importantly, track your food. If you're not tracking, you're just guessing. How do you remember what you eat? I don't remember what I ate 2 days ago. I could remember because I eat more or less the same meals, but it's really hard to remember. You have to understand that. So my favorite method of tracking is my Fitness Pal. This is something I used for years. I have that premium version. Sometimes I can either take a barcode and scan and the food appears here. Then I just add the numbers. It's super fucking easy and accurate. You just type the amount of food you're eating. Another way, you can track with AI. So you make a picture of the food and you tell AI what's in it. I have prompt for that. I created a free tool. If you DM me the word track on Instagram, I'm going to send it your way. This is basically copying certain prompts and you can connect your Apple Health if you're using iPhone and everything with AI, and just you make a picture, you say what's in it, and you're gonna see how many more calories it's left for you training. And it's also a good way because Apple Health also shows how much sleep you had. It's all synced with AI, so how hard you should be taking it easy. And the biggest benefit of tracking, it's like education. Most people have no fucking idea what's in their food. And once you tracked long enough, you start seeing food differently. You can look at food and roughly understand that's protein, that's fat, that's carbohydrates, this is calorie dense, this fits my goal. It becomes really easy. You see food different. You go into grocery store again and you just, sometimes you flip package around, you see the label, ingredients, but this also stays with you. There's some new food is not being there invented every single day. So basically these are just all the same foods. And this is a skill a man after 30 should learn if he wants to stay in exceptional shape for the rest of his life. This skill is really a game changer. And again, if you have absolutely no idea what you are eating, you are leaving a huge part of your results to chance. You wouldn't do that with your food. Now, if you want all of this customized around your body, your schedule, your career, your lifestyle, I also work with really by coaching. This is not some random PDF workout or giving some plan and telling you good luck. Build the training and nutrition around the actual person. So this would be his schedule, his lifestyle, that we make adjustments along the way. I can see whether my students are actually executing the plan. And we create accountability so that some people don't need more info. They need just do the shit. So when they actually understand what they have to follow through long enough to get the results. So if you're serious about taking your fitness to the next level, you think we are a good fit to work one-on-one, click the coaching application below this video. Fill in your data. I'll have a look at it. If it makes sense, we're going to speak. Now let's get into something that most men over 30 massively underestimate, and this is recovery. So you want to stop acting like it doesn't count. You train properly. You can also eat properly. But if you're sleeping 5 hours every night and you are trying to get fitness results, you're perhaps grinding, working until midnight, running on caffeine all day and waking up fucking destroyed. You're making everything else harder, no? Sometimes guys would try to solve that by training harder, but that is really making no sense. Training is a stress. It's productive stress when you recover from it. So you are sending your body a signal. Adapt, get stronger, build, then you actually do it. For most people, aim to consistently give yourself enough time to get around 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Personally, I track my sleep with Oura Ring. It helps me to see how much time I'm spending actually sleeping, and those are two different things. You can be in bed 7 hours and sleep significantly less. And I know from my own experience that when I am consistently getting enough sleep, everything is different. My mood is different. I might be, if I don't get enough of sleep, I might be more bitter for people. And this is like the energy you release often comes back at, right? So get your sleep right, man. Your energy, your mood, decision making, hunger, recovery, everything. It depends from how good your sleep is. Does that mean 6 hours at night is some fucking disaster? No. Sometimes life happens. Like imperfect nights also happen. But getting 5 or 6 hours every night cannot become your permanent strategy while you're expecting your body and brain to perform at the highest level. Recovery also doesn't mean lying on the sofa all day. Recovery can be also walking, really helps. Just go outside, going for a light walk. Even after training your legs, this helps you to recover faster. You can do some sauna, you can do some cold exposure. I did all that stuff myself as well. And when you use that intelligently, it's really helping. Meditation, another way of recovery and relaxation. You can do some breath work, even journaling, sometimes putting your thoughts away and doing proper planning. It helps because it reduces that stress. It doesn't come from activity. It's stress about problems you refuse to solve, right? Those all can be tools, but none of that replaces sleep. Is the foundation, because you're not only recovering from training, you're also recovering from your business stress, from some relationship stress. If baby mama is tripping, get yourself some sleep, man. This is the best thing sometimes you can. If you experience some life stress and the deliberate stress that you're putting on your body through exercise, it's all happening inside the same body, right? And remember the point of the entire video. We are not training here to make life better. We are building you. We are not trying to destroy you inside the gym and spend the rest of the week recovering. Over 30 can actually become your advantage. And this is where I want to flip the 30 can actually become your real advantage. When you're in your 20s, maybe you can recover from more of some stupid shit you've been doing. You can stay awake all night, eat like an asshole, train randomly, party, wake up, and somehow still function. Cool. But honestly, you have gained something since then. But hopefully you have gained something since then. You gained some discipline, experience, better planning. Now you understand consequences better. You understand yourself better. Maybe you have built career, business, family. Now people are relying on you, and you already proven that you can follow systems that you have already proven systems when the outcome actually matters. So why would your body be the one part of your life that where the logic still disappears? If you can run a company, manage employees, serve clients, hit deadlines, manage money, and solve complicated problems, you can fucking prioritize 4 workouts per week. You can know what you are eating. You can protect your sleep. You can go for a walk. You can take care of your body. The problem is not that you are over 30. The problem is that you have likely never created a system that matches the man that you have become or you're aiming to become. So stop reopening the same decisions every single day. People be thinking, when do I train? It's got to be already decided and planned. And people think what they're gonna be eating, and like you got to have that decided as well. What's your protein target? You have to know that as well. What time you going to bed? Got to be decided, scheduled. What is being scheduled is being done. What happens when life gets busy? Again, you already have that backup plan. You need fewer negotiations and more standards, because every time you do what you said that you're gonna do, you're building more than just a physique. You're collecting evidence. You said you would train and you trained. You said you would stay on your diet and you stayed on it. You said you would protect your sleep and you went to bed on time. Those little decisions, they compound. And eventually, you're not somebody who is constantly trying to get back in shape. You're simply the guy who stays in shape. And that's your new standard. Now, if you are over 30 and you want to get in the best shape of your life, stop making this complicated. You need 3 systems. You need your training, you need nutrition, and you need recovery. Train 3 or 4 times per week. Keep most of the sessions around 30 to 45 focused minutes. Build around compound movements. Use and pair intelligent supersets. Cut your workout time in half. Get more volume from the time you spend in the gym. And progress over time. After 30, 40 minutes, just go out of the gym. Don't spend there more time. With nutrition, you want to know your calories. You want to hit your protein and have some repeatable meals. You want to track what you're eating. Structure your carbs and fats in a way that would work your carbs and your fats in a way that works with your work and your training. And recovery, just protect your sleep. Manage your total stress. Use walking and other recovery tools. And stop fucking destroying yourself for no reason. Just do that consistently, not for 1 week, not until the first busy day, but long enough for the system to become your lifestyle. That's how you build the best body after 30s. Not by adding more, but finally getting the important things right. Now here is a kicker. I got a gift for you. If you want to get your own numbers, like one thing that I can't give you inside this general YouTube video is your exact numbers. But I can give you a tool that you can calculate yourself in as quick as 2 minutes. I coded that for you. Because your numbers really depend on you, on your age, on your height, on your weight, on your activity level, your current body fat, and your goal. If I'm gonna here be dropping you certain formulas, do this count, take this amount, and do like that, are you really gonna do it? So I built a free tool. I call that BP Elite Physique Code. So basically what you're gonna do, you put things like your age, your height, your weight, your activity level, and you can choose your goal. And then you upload a clear photo of yourself. Best if it's like without shirt, on a good light. The tool uses that information just to estimate your current body fat. It shows you where you wanna go and give you the numbers you need. You're gonna know the exact calories you have to hit every day, your protein. You can adjust your macros with carbs and fats accordingly. And what you're gonna get is super important. You're gonna get a timeline, how long it would take you to reach that goal. I put a lot of information in that, like from my over 20 years experience, and this tool is really shockingly accurate. So after you upload your photo, it's gonna tell you your body fat percentage and show you where you are compared with the goal and give you the numbers you need. So instead of sitting there watching 100 different videos asking, should I eat this? Should I eat 2,000 calories? Should I eat 2,500 calories? How much protein do I need? Get your own fucking numbers. And the physics code, it's completely free. The link is below this video. And after that, your job becomes simple. Go to execute. Because being over 30 does not mean your physique prime is somewhere behind you. I am 34 and I'm in the best shape of my life. And I plan on being in better shape the year after. Your age is never a problem. Build a system that fits the life you're living right now and just follow it. Protect your standards and your best physique can still be ahead of you. Now, and the code, get your numbers, hit likes, subscribe if this helped you, share that with some friends of yours who want to get in the best shape, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.